Board will now come to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Tyus, Alderwoman Flowers, Alderman Bosley, Alderman Moore, Alderwoman Hubbard, Alderwoman Ingracia, Alderman Coulter, Alderman Conway, Alderman Ortman, Alderman Vollmer, Alderman Villa, Alderman Arnowitz, Alderwoman Murphy, Alderwoman Howard, Alderwoman Green, Alderwoman Behringer, Alderman Rhodey, Alderman Kennedy, Alderwoman Davis, Alderwoman Spencer, Alderman French, Alderman Boyd, Alderman Vaccaro, Alderman Ogilvy, Alderman Cone, Alderman Williamson, Alderman Carter, Alderwoman Cruson, President Reed,
Here.
Alderwoman Tyus, Alderwoman Flowers, Alderman Bosley, Alderwoman Hubbard, Alderman Conway, Alderwoman Howard, Alderwoman Howard, Alderman Rhodey, Alderman Boyd, Alderwoman Cruson, 22 present.
Quorum being present, I'll ask everyone in the chambers and the galleries who's able to stand to please rise for prayer. Giving all honor to God, Almighty God, source of all authority, we humbly ask guidance in our deliberations and wisdom in our conclusions. Amen.
Amen.
We will dispense with line item 3, introduction of honored guests. Any introduction of honored guests? Alderman from the 4th.
Thank you, Mr. President and members of the board. I'd like to have my guest today, Ms. Sierra Simriel of the Civilian Oversight Board. And my very special guest is Ms. Lisa McNichols, Ms. Donna Booker Evans, Terrence, Tracy, Smooth, a.k.a. Teresa, Michelle Knox, Sassy, Sarah, Sherry Bill, and Tina Johnson. These ladies need a raise like I do. Thank you.
Alderman from 26.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. My honored guest today will be Ms. Stephanie Robertson from Ameren UE, and also the former comptroller, resident 26 Ward of Vervis Jones. Thank you.
Alderman from the 23rd.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. I'd like to have Mike Grady as my special guest from the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters, and I saw him here somewhere, but C. Sharp is here again today with us.
All right, excellent. Alderman from the 15th.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. I'd also like to have as my special guest Mike Grady from the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters and Demetrius Alford from Firefighters Local 73.
Alderman from the 14th.
Morning. I'd like to have as my special guest Demetrius Alfred from Firefighters 73 that is located in the shadow of the Bevo Mill. Thank you.
Alderman from the 16th.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. I have some special guests today. I'm going to start with my usual, which is Anthony. And if you've heard me every week, sometimes I say Lancia, some say Lancia, some say Lancia. So today I don't know, Anthony Lancia. So that I'm only prefacing that because I have some other guests as well. And if I torture your name, I sincerely apologize. But from the Carpenters, I'd also like to have as my special guest today Todd Hake, Jeff Hunt, and Keith Taylor. And thank you. Those are my guests today.
Any further introductions? Any further introductions? Alderman from the 10th like to wrap us up?
Thank you, Mr. President. Members of the board, we're gathered here on the 20th of November, the week before Thanksgiving. On this day in 1902, the Tour de France was created. In 1947, Meet the Press debuted. In 1984, McDonald's sold its 50th billionth hamburger. Ooh. But what's most important is today is National Absurdity Day. You are supposed to celebrate this day in an absurd manner. Seek out the wholly illogical. So I all suggest we go to Joe Vaccaro's office and sit down and talk to him. Thank you.
Alderman from the 18th, you recognize on approval of the minutes.
Mr. President, members of the board, I move that the November 6th minutes be approved.
Been moved by the Alderman from the 18th. Entertain second on that motion. Seconded by the Alderman from the 11th. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Report of city officials.
Report of city officials can be found in sections A, B, and C of the agenda and have been placed in all aldermen's mailboxes. I have from His Honor the Mayor the following correspondence. Dear members of the board, I have the pleasure to submit the following individual for appointment to the Central West End Southeast Special Business District. The appointment of Ms. Sandra Dubuque, who resides in the 28th Ward, whose term will expire on December the 31st, 2019. On behalf of the Central West End Southeast Special Business District, I respectfully request your approval of this appointment. Sincerely, Francis G. Slay, Mayor, City of St. Louis.
Alderman from 24th, you recognize on the mayor's appointment to the West End Southeast Special Business District.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we approve Sandra Dubuque to the Central West End the appointment of Sandra Dubuque to the Special West End. West End Southeast Special Business District. Thank you.
It's a mouthful. Alderman, it's been moved by the Alderman from 24th. Entertain a second on motion. Seconded by the Alderman from 25th. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's the extent of report of city officials.
We dispense with line items 7 and 8. Would anyone like to take any bills off of any of our informal calendars? Would anyone like to take any bills off any of our informal calendars? We dispense with line items 9 and 10. First reading of board bills.
Board Bill 233, sponsored by Alderwoman Hubbard, and ordinance recommended by the Planning Commission to change the zoning of property in City Block 6484 and 6585 from D, Multiple Family Dwelling District, to G, Local Commercial and Office District. Local commercial and office at 1420 North 24th Street and containing an emergency clause. Board Bill 234, sponsored by Alderman Boyd, and ordinance approving a redevelopment plan for 1318 Hodemont. Board Bill 235, sponsored by Alderwoman Davis, an ordinance finding and declaring that there exists in the city certain blighted area and that the redevelopment of such area is necessary and in the public interest under Chapter 353 of the revised statute 2000 and under Chapter 11.06 of the revised code for properties on the east line of Grand and Samuel Shepherd Drive. Board Bill 236, sponsored by Alderwoman Davis, and ordinance approving the development plan for 634 North Grand 353 redevelopment area submitted by the 634 Redevelopment Corporation, confirming and finding that the area is blighted, providing for an tax abatement, authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the developer, setting forth the terms and conditions of said agreement, incorporating by conference Chapter 353 Revised Statutes of Missouri 2000 as amended, and Chapter 11.06 of the revised code of the city as amended and containing a severability clause. That's the extent of our first readings.
Reference to committee.
To the Neighborhood Development Committee, Board Bills 234, and to the Housing Committee, Board Bills 233, 235, and 236. That's the extent of reference to committees.
Second reading.
Following board bill was reported out of Streets Committee, Board Bill 171, sponsored by Alderman Coulter, and ordinance recommended by the Board of Public Service to conditionally vacate travel on a 15-foot wide north-south alley in City Block 109, bounded by Poplar, 4th, Sear, and Broadway. following board bills were reported out of the Neighborhood Development Committee. Board Bill 180, sponsored by Alderman Kotar, an ordinance approving a blighting study and a redevelopment plan for 2268 South Jefferson and containing a severability clause. Board Bill 181, sponsored by Alderman Kotar, an ordinance approving a blighting study and a redevelopment plan for 2242 Shenandoah and containing a severability clause. Board Bill 187, sponsored by Alderman Conway, an ordinance approving a blighting study and a redevelopment plan for 4020 Russell and containing a severability clause. Board Bill 188, sponsored by Alderwoman Murphy, an ordinance approving a blighting study and a redevelopment plan for 4309 Gertrude and containing a severability clause. Board Bill 189, sponsored by Alderman Villa, an ordinance approving a blighting study and a redevelopment plan for 6329 Minnesota containing a severability clause. Board Bill 222, sponsored by Alderman Vollmer, an ordinance approving a redevelopment plan for 4339 Junietta. Board Bill 223, sponsored by Alderman Vollmer, an ordinance approving a redevelopment plan for 4418 through 4420 Connecticut. Board Bill 224, sponsored by Alderman Vollmer, an ordinance approving a redevelopment plan for 2733 January. Board Bill 225, sponsored by Alderman Conway, an ordinance approving a redevelopment plan for 3800 Shaw. Board Bill 227, sponsored by Alderman Kennedy, an ordinance approving a redevelopment plan for 4245 through 4259 Lindell. Board Bill 228, sponsored by Alderman Kennedy, and ordinance approving a redevelopment plan for 625 North Euclid. The following board bill was reported out of the Housing Committee. Board Bill 205, sponsored by Alderman Boyd, and ordinance recommended by the Planning Commission to change the zoning from G Local Commercial and Office District to the C Multiple Family Dwelling District for property at 5714 Rear Goodfellow Place in City Block 5239, containing an emergency clause. The following board bill was reported out of the Ways and Means Committee. Board Bill 229, Committee Substitute, sponsored by Alderman Conway, an ordinance recommended by the Board of Estimate and Apportionment, authorizing and directing the issuance, sale, and delivery of not to exceed $23,010,000 principal amount of general obligation refunding bond series 2015 to refund the fees and are paid together with other available funds certain outstanding general obligation bonds, and to pay the cost of issuance of such bonds, appointing a paying agent and a bond registrar in connection with such bonds, and providing for the levy and collection of annual tax for the purpose of paying the principal and interest on such bonds as they become due, and containing a severability clause. That is the extent of our second reading.
We will dispense with line items 14 through 16. Madam Clerk, at the request of the sponsor, could you place board bills 215 and 218 to the third reading in formal calendar?
So noted.
Third reading consent.
Board bills 105, 201, 186, 206, 220, and 221.
Alderman from the 18th, you recognize on the motion for the third reading consent calendar. Alderman from the 17th, would you like to make the motion for the third reading consent calendar?
Yes, Mr. President, I move that we approve the third reading and consent calendar.
Second. Been moved by the Alderman from the 18th, seconded by the Alderman from the 25th. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Tyus, Alderwoman Flowers, Alderman Bosley, Alderman Moore, Alderwoman Hubbard,
17.
Alderwoman Ingracia, Alderman Kotar, Alderman Conway, Alderman Ortman, Alderman Vollmer, Alderman Villa, Alderman Arnowitz, Alderwoman Murphy, Alderwoman Howard, Alderwoman Green, Alderwoman Behringer, Alderman Rhodey, Alderman Kennedy, Alderwoman Davis, Alderwoman Spencer, Alderman French, Alderman Boyd, Alderman Vaccaro, Alderman Ogilvie, Alderman Cone. Aye. Alderman Williamson. Aye. Alderman Carter. Aye. Alderwoman Cruzen. Aye. President Reed.
Aye.
Alderwoman Hubbard. Alderwoman Behringer. Aye. Alderman Kennedy. 27 aye votes.
By your vote, you sustain the motion, Alderman from the 17th. Madam Clerk, just as a note, that was moved by the Alderman from the 17th, seconded by the Alderman from the 25th.
So noted.
All right. Dispense with line item 18, Report of Enrollment Committee.
Board Bills 105, 201, 186, 206, 220, and 221.
All other business being suspended, the President shall in open session affix his signature hereto to the end that these may become law. We dispense with line items 20, 21, and 22. Miscellaneous unfinished business.
We have none.
Announcements.
Immediately after the full board meeting today, we'll be meeting with Sonia Pelly and a representative from the St. Louis Public Library, and there will be a meeting with the aldermen in room 208 regarding, which is the Kennedy Room, regarding the new Board of Aldermen website. On Monday, November the 23rd, Convention and Tourism meeting, 10 a.m. in the Leisure Room. Thursday, the office is closed for Thanksgiving holiday. Friday, the office is closed, Thanksgiving holiday. That's the extent of my announcements.
Alderman from the 21st, you have an announcement?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. We will be having a Ways and Means Committee hearing on Tuesday, the 24th, at the O'Fallon Park Recreation Complex at 4343 West Florissant at 6 p.m.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Alderman from the 4th.
Thank you, Mr. President and members of the board. I want to thank everyone for the contributions they made towards the turkeys. For the people and the citizens in the 4th Ward, we gave out over 350. We anticipate giving another 700 out this weekend. Also, we have an event called Breakfast with Santa that'll be December the 12th. And I'm asking anyone and everyone to donate coats, whereby I play Santa Claus on that day, and we have a great time with the children. We feed over 200 children breakfast in the morning, and we have Santa Claus to entertain the children, but we need more coats. We need coats, 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 coats. Please help us out in the 4th Ward. We need coats for the children. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
And Mr. Johnson, I need to see you after this meeting.
All right. Any further announcements? Any further announcements? Alderman from the 14th, Alderman from the 4th.
I would be remiss if I didn't introduce Ms. Tessa Thompson, the license collector, and Jerome.
Okay. Any further announcements? Alderman from the 14th.
I would like to remind everybody that the Czech Festival will take place at the Czech Hall on Lansdowne and Kings Highway this Saturday.
Okay. Alderman from the 22nd.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. Tomorrow from 1 to 3 p.m., at the old J.C. Penney building at 5930 Martin Luther King Drive. They're going to have a Wellston Family Reunion event. There are going to be exhibits of photographs of buildings that used to be there, some in their current state, and just want to invite people to come out. If you know anything about the Wellston Loop District, you have fond memories. We ask people to come out, share your stories, bring photographs, and take this as an opportunity for us to look at what the Wellston Loop area could look like in the future. So from 1 to 3 p.m., 5930 Martin Luther King Drive, the old J.C. Penney building.
All right, thank you, thank you. Alderman for the 9th.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. I want to remind everyone, next Wednesday, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, is Guns and Hoses. So anyone that wants to go out and have a sociable, exciting time, come on down and enjoy. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Alderman for the 19th.
Thank you, Mr. President and members of the board. I just wanted to recognize my pastor for his 70th birthday. Bishop Leonard Thompson, who has been a leader in this community for a long time, has done a lot in the Midtown area where his church is located at Martin Luther King and Compton. And I just wanted to say happy birthday to him and well wishes to his family. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any further announcements? Any further announcements? Any further announcements? Alderman from the 21st, you had something?
Mr. President, I move that we excuse the Alderwoman from the 5th due to necessary absence.
Been moved by the Alderman from the 21st. Entertain a second on that motion. Seconded by the Alderman from the 25th. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Alderman from the 21st, you recognize.
Mr. President, I move that we adjourn until Friday, November 27th. Today.
Moved by the Alderman from the 21st. Seconded by the Alderman from the 12th.
He said.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Stand adjourned.
He didn't get the right date.
He said the wrong one.